Hi, I'm ST Billingsley with What's Up Prince William, today with Terry Quinn with Quinn's Goldsmith. Thank you very much for being on the show today.
Hi, good, thank you.
So how long have you had a business here in Prince William County?
This August it'll be 26 years. I started in Occoquan, and after about 5 years in Occoquan we moved to the center of town, right on the corner of Union Street, and we've been there ever since. I actually bought the building, 4-story building, lived up there for a long time, and then expanded the store all the way up and moved up. So after we outgrew that area, we opened the second store, which was right up the road here in Stonebridge, between Joseph A. Bank and Wegmans, right in that middle there.
So how did you get started actually not only being a jeweler, but actually designing and making different pieces?
Okay, well, I started when I was a kid. I have 8 brothers and sisters, and we didn't have any money. And I wanted a 10-speed bike. And my dad said, great, get a job. I was in 4th grade, and I got a paper route. And on my paper route, there was a small Goldsmith. I'd pick up my papers, go around the corner, and go up the street a little bit, and there was Peter Small's Goldsmith shop. And I started watching him make things in the window. Then I started going in and talking to him, talking him into buying the paper. And at one point at Christmas time, he melted an ingot of gold, and he flattened it like a dime, a little pancake, and he gave it to me for my Christmas bonus. And I was in 4th grade, and I had my own piece of gold. And I think that was the inspiration to, wow, this is really cool. And for some reason, well, the next thing was my dad made rosary beads for the church, and he would watch football and make rosary beads. And then when I got older, freshman year in high school, they started a jewelry making school class, and I stayed in that class all 4 years, became a student teacher, and got out, joined the military, moved down here in the Air Force. I was an honor guard for President Reagan at the White House, and we got done every day at 3 o'clock. So I got a Goldsmith apprentice job at Springfield Mall in 1980s. So I told you it was a long story.
Well, that's right. That's a very interesting story. That's really neat how that's come along, over the years, and how different things can influence, someone. You've recently won some awards. What kind of awards have you received?
Over the past 25 years, I've gone to taking all different kinds of art. I've taken gun engraving, wood engraving, stone engraving at the Occoquan School of Art. Also sculpting. I decided if I could make a ring, I could sculpt something bigger. Sculpted my children. I have life-size sculptures of my kids at the store, which is very neat. So I decided to start entering my pieces in competitions instead of just making them for people. And over the last 3 years, we've won 9 competitions. 5 of them were first place in the United States. So the last one was just in March of this past year.
So what sets your store apart from, say, a mall jewelry store?
Well, most jewelry stores are merchants. They buy and sell merchandise. They pick up the phone and get in what you need, or they have it in inventory. We're goldsmiths. I have 5 goldsmiths on staff. I'm a goldsmith myself. I was up at 7 this morning making a ring at my house, making a pendant at my house. But the point is, it's like a good book, you don't want to put it down. So when they just order things, we actually make things. We also sell things that are inventory pieces, but we can fix things, create things, melt your mother's old rings down, or grandmother's if it was passed down to you, and make anything you want. So that's definitely a big difference.
So what kind of challenges, as a business owner, what kind of challenges do you have now, or that you've had to overcome, here in Prince William?
I think the biggest challenge is in Occoquan it's been traffic flow, just because the parking is a little bit more difficult. We're definitely a destination store. Most people that come in, they're coming in for a reason, whether it's a purchase or a repair. Up here at Stonebridge, we're a lot closer to Wegmans, so it's easier and more convenient to stop in. But definitely the challenges are everything from the economy. I think there's less disposable income. So we've done some fun things where we'll do, you sign up for our website and be on our website, and we'll do $50 off of a repair, even if it makes it free. Just to help people that want something to be fixed and they can't afford it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we try to do that a couple times a year. So that's, it's different challenges all the time, cash flow, everything else. But
Sure.
for the most part, I'm happy.
Great. So you are involved with, you have been involved with different organizations, you're involved with some community organizations now. What are some of those that you've been
I've
involved
been in
with?
Rotary for several years now, 3 or 4 years. I was in the Prince William County Business Exchange. I was past president of that organization. I've been on the board of directors on the Chamber of Commerce for Prince William County. And I was involved in the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Many years ago, we lost our first child at birth, and I couldn't help her, so I decided to try to help children. And the Make-A-Wish, to me, making someone happy can sometimes be the best medicine of all.
Sure.
We've raised over $250,000 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Wow, that's great.
In a 10-year period. After 10 years, we used to get donations from our vendors, and after 10 years, I think the donations kind of dwindled down because they were given and given and given, and you can't ask everybody to give forever. But
Sure.
I'm still involved in the community 100%.
Well, that sounds like a really good cause to work for and all that, the personal aspect of it. So with the organizations like Rotary and other community organizations, how important is that, do you think, to be involved as a business owner with the community?
I think it's important to me. I sleep well. Everybody, there's a lot of organizations that all have needs, and we do our best to help everybody out as best we can. But hands-on last weekend was road cleanup.
Right.
So if you passed me by, I was wearing one of the vests and picking up trash on the road, and that was with our group of Rotarians. And giving back to the community. We're raising money to help acts for the families in our area. To me, those kind of things that we can do to help people that need it, it's very self-rewarding, so.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for being on our show today. We appreciate it. We hope to have you back, talk about some other neat things that you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today on What's Up Prince William.